That may not sound like much, but if you consider an example of an 80 megawatt solar farm in Montgomery, the new tax amounts to a $250,000 fee annually.
Really quickly before we get to our guest, I wanted to dive just a little bit deeper. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it, but we mentioned in Last Week in Southern Labor this new solar tax from the Alabama Public Service Commission. And so the long and short of it is the state of Alabama is raising energy prices. Now, that might not sound right, given, all of the noises that the state makes, in particular, the Public Service Commission, the body charged with regulating utilities in Alabama. That might not sound right, given all the noises that they make about keeping energy costs low and fighting Joe Biden's attempt to raise your utility bills. But that's exactly what's happening, and I want to give you, give a shout out to friend of the show, Energy Alabama, for pointing this out to us. Now, longtime listeners will know that the Public Service Commission already has a tax on solar power production. We've talked to Daniel Tate about this multiple times in the past, but they have, in March, implemented yet another tax on this renewable energy resource. So this from Energy Alabama, effective April 1st of 2024, Alabama Power significantly reduced the rates that it pays to independent power producers like solar farms, and introduced a $0.00193 per kilowatt hour fee on large-scale energy projects not owned by Alabama Power. Now, they explained that may not sound like much, but if you consider an example of an 80 megawatt solar farm in Montgomery, the new tax amounts to a $250,000 fee annually. Every single year, an additional $250,000 fee for such a project. Okay, so a tax of that size could very well completely derail the financials of a solar project and could threaten investment. For example, as Energy Alabama points out, Meta is investing in Montgomery, building out data centers. They have pledged to operate their new Alabama data center with clean energy, but this new solar tax could potentially derail that construction and kill those jobs. Energy Alabama further explains that the new fee joins Alabama Power's already contentious solar tax on residential and small commercial solar users. The existing tax charges $5.41 per kilowatt hour per month, or per kilowatt per month, which is about 50% of what someone could expect to make from selling their energy to the grid. Hey, 5 seconds. Just wanted to say that this is only possible because of our donors. If you want to see more of this, then consider donating yourself at tvlr.fm/donate. GASP, represented by the Southern Environmental Law Center, is challenging this tax in federal court, which significantly increases costs for residences and small businesses with solar panels and reduces most financial benefit. I mean, a 50%, cutting in half what you could expect to make off of generating your own power. So the new tax, on top of what I just described, the new tax was unanimously approved by the Alabama Public Service Commission, led by Republican Commissioners Twinkle Cavanaugh, yes, that's her real name, Jeremy Oden, and Chip Beaker in March, without public comment. And that part, having the new tax instituted without public comment, that is what is forming the basis for an additional legal action that Energy Alabama is taking against the new tax. So the Public Service Commission's decision to bypass any public involvement has drawn significant criticism, according to Energy Alabama, and they assert that the Commission's actions violate the 14th Amendment's due process clause, arguing that Alabama Power provided insufficient evidence for its rate changes, relying relying only on a cover letter without detailed supporting data. The organization states that a 50% reduction in purchase rates with less than 30 days notice and no opportunity for public participation does not meet basic due process standards. So very concerning stuff there. If you want to learn more about that, you can go to energyalabama.org/AlabamaPower_tax. energyalabama.org/AlabamaPower_tax. You just saw a clip from the Valley Labor Report. We are live every Saturday morning from 9:30 a.m. till 12:30 p.m. And we pride ourselves on keeping all of our content free to everybody so that we can talk to as many working folks as possible. If you support the work that we're doing, you think that it's important, you think that it's good, then consider making a monthly contribution to the project, and you can do that on our website, tvlr.fm.